I want us to move on to something else. On page 4, there is an interesting story here. We do know that the Kimwarer-Arror dam has been on the dailies and on the mouths of Kenyans for a while. And Cabinet apparently did not approve the 22 billion dam in Kimwarer. This is according to the Auditor General's report, which has come out. And of course, that will leave us now wondering how this went through. Honorable Kira, you have been, in the National Assembly, and you know how some of these things work. What really does this tell us?
It tells us it was fraud from the beginning of time, and therefore, the government should have also raised concern much earlier than they did for purposes of stopping this kind of pilferage. Because if the cabinet did not approve, did the president with the seal of the nation give approval to this particular undertaking? Was it budgeted for in parliament? Or was it approved in terms of, yes, we need a dam in Kimwarer-Arror? Or is it the money that was not approved? So these are some of the questions that we need to ask, and it makes one wonder, when did it happen, and where was the government? You see, what happened in Ethiopia some time back during the emperor is that the emperor was told this minister is corrupt. He handed over. After handing over several ministers, he was told, when all these ministers were doing what they did, where were you? That is the last day the emperor was taken out of the palace. So where was the president when all these things were happening? Now that he has said he's unleashing his energy on fighting corruption, we should also be asking, where was he at the beginning of time, when all this was going on? It is worrying.
All right, Honorable Nyamwaya, the Kimwarer-Arror dam, of course, has been a matter of discussion. We do know that right now we have the former CS, Rutich, before the courts in this regard. But now, apparently, Cabinet did not approve the 22 billion dam.
Authority General said it's factual. What they is saying that there was no approval is a fact. It's not something to debate about. No evidence has been provided. I've been a member of Public Account Committee. And therefore, it is, you can't imagine that people would be that brave, especially the person at the level of the CS Treasurer, because CS actually in the head of government can be that brave to start a project which the cabinet has not approved. Funds, I don't think they have been budgeted. I don't know how I can describe it. There's no pretense that at least let it be approved before we start. There's nothing like that, because this is a fact. What the General said is a fact. It's not something in dispute.
It's not something in dispute.
Yes.
Honorable Kapogo, your thoughts on this?
Again, this is a matter before a court of law. But we are not discussing the merits of the case. First and foremost, Kenyans are not stupid. You know, sometimes when we have headlines like this, Cabinet did not approve. How were the payments done? You cannot make a payment in government if there is no line item budget. And that's why you find the CS and the PS in court, because they must have maneuvered somehow within the ministry to make sure that they could be able to pay, even if it didn't have a cabinet node. And that is why you see they are in court, because
the
chief is the president. He's the chair of the cabinet. And if he did not approve it, it did not come to his desk, then it means they did it connively away from knowledge of the president. And this is why they've been charged. You think to charge the Minister of Finance is an easy thing?
It is not.
It is not, because he should be an agent of the president. And in this case, he was not. That is why he's in court.
But as much as you say Kenyans are not stupid, sometimes looking at how our investigative and our DCI operates, it leaves us with many questions, because right now, if I wanted to withdraw 100 shillings from your account, it is almost impossible. Not almost, it is impossible. because I have no authority
Well,
to do
with
that.
the
Yet with billions of shillings, we are somehow able to, people get away with it.
That's exactly what I was saying. For you to be able to move 22 billion, there must be source documents that are prepared, vouchers for payment, requisitions, where does it fall within our national budget for this year. For you to move money to those accounts, there are very many people
has to be
involved.
paper
There
trail.
are very many people involved. And if they only take the CS and the PS, I can guarantee you this case is not going to go anywhere. Because those who are beneficiaries of this money are out there and they have to protect their interests. So
Right.
really, sometimes when you want to help people, you quickly charge them and charge them with cases that cannot be proven beyond reasonable doubt.
Beyond reasonable doubt.
And so you see them in court. And one day I said, and the president said, if we do not deal with the corruption as it is today, Kenyans will take charge. And we are getting there, my friend. Yes. I said some time back, nyinyi ibeni tu mkinunua maploti Nairobi. Tutakuja kuchukua hizo maploti na tutauza, tutarudisha mali kwa wananchi. It is getting there.
Honorable Nyamwea, do you see us getting there? Because, I mean, the amount of impunity that we see with our leaders sometimes is unbelievable. Yet, at the end of the day, we'll give, DCI and ODPP time to arrest, convict, but we don't seem to see progress. And again, recovery of the assets.
I think if the government is serious to recover this money, it's very easy. The money trade is very easy. You can't hide money, because even if it goes overseas, it comes back, it will be trailed. The technology is very easy. You can't tell. So to get who got the money, the government should be able to get where the money is, up to the last cent.
They can get it.
They can get it.
So the question might be, why haven't they got it? Or is it intentional that we're going round in circles?
I don't know why. Because to me, the first thing they should have said is, actually, we have discovered where the money went. They should be telling us, this money left this account, it went to this account, it is in this account, it has bought this property, and we are now trying to get this property. All right? Like they're doing now, I can see it, they want to get properties, if you have bought it. So even if that money is overseas, they must be able to get that money.
Okay.
Sure.
But you remember, we are moving in circles. This is a game of musical chairs. Government said 22 billion or 21 billion was missing or had been dubiously paid. Government again says it is not 21, it is 7. Why are you taking Kenyans for?
Specifically the deputy president.
He is part of government. He is the second in command. So what are you telling Kenyans? That one arm of government is saying it is 21, the other arm is saying 7.
7.
And none of these people are being questioned.
And all this was before even investigations have been done.
Correct.
So one wonders where
can
that
the DCI tell us whether he questioned those that say 21 and those that say 7? And as a matter of fact, the first thing the DCI should do is seek court's intervention to freeze all these accounts wherever they are. But we have not heard of freezing. They run to freeze when they've already transferred. If this money is in Cayman Islands, how do you get this money from Cayman Islands? And we do not have a treaty between Kenya and Cayman Islands to retrieve money back to Kenya. So
Honorable
really,
Kirwa,
22 billion.
Are we playing musical chairs with Kenyans' minds intentionally? Because we've had so many arrests, and there are those who say that it's more dramatic.
Well, there are a number of things that worry me every day. One is that we've said before, we expect an interim report every so often from the DCI and also from the anti-corruption agencies for purposes of us having a track of what they are doing, how far they have gone in terms of how many assets have they recovered, what is their worth, from whom did they recover these assets, and where are the proceeds for the assets recovered. Number two, even 1 billion to leave Treasury, that has to get the concurrence of the President. And therefore, if anybody took away 1 billion from Treasury, that is an illegality from the beginning of time, and therefore should not have happened at all. Number three, we want to be told exactly, because I can see Kimwarer, there is Kimwarer and Arror. It seems Arror was approved and Kimwarer was not approved. Now, is the money that we are talking about, because now it has been like synonymous that when you talk of Kimwarer, you talk of Arror. Now, if Arror was approved and Kimwarer was not approved, the money that has left Treasury, whether it is 7 or 21 billion, is it insofar as Kimwarer or Arror are concerned? These are fundamental questions that if we don't ask ourselves, the term for the president will come to an end. There may be another person who may not be pursuing these issues the way they are. Finally, I think we need to make anti-corruption institutionalized, not to be personalized. Because the way it is that we've made it look like we are pursuing so and so, we are pursuing so and so, but what we are doing, we are pursuing the corruption component of our political